Imagine this. You're sitting in a business meeting full of ideas and ready to contribute. But when it's your turn to speak, the room goes silent. All eyes are on you. Will your words land with confidence, or will they fade into the noise of the conversation? In this video, we are all about ensuring that your ideas will stick. Today, I'll show you how to command attention, make an impact, and connect with your audience in any business meeting. Whether you're presenting an idea, negotiating a deal, or simply giving a status update, your goal should always be to leave a lasting impression. Here's what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to look at how to build rapport quickly in a meeting so your audience is immediately drawn to what you have to say. And then we'll dive into the kind of English you need to speak confidently when you're pitching an idea or when you're challenging one. And finally, we'll explore how to use your body language and your voice to make your words more powerful. But here's the thing. Simply knowing this won't be enough. You have to apply these techniques and understand the strategies that top leaders use to stay ahead. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some advice of the world's most famous business leaders backed with research on what truly works in meetings. Because famous business leaders like Warren Buffett and Sheryl Sandberg didn't become influential by just speaking. They connected with people, they spoke with purpose, they delivered their ideas with precision. So by the end of this video, you'll have the skills and language to do exactly that. Let's dive in. Before you even say a word in a meeting, the most important thing is to connect with your audience. Because here's a fact. People don't just listen to words, they connect with people. It doesn't really matter how great your idea is if your audience isn't engaged. So how do you build that connection quickly? Tip number 1, start with empathy. Empathy is your secret weapon. One of the fastest ways to connect with people is by showing that you understand their challenges, the problems they're facing. Instead of jumping straight into your points, acknowledge the current situation. You might say something like this. I understand how important it is for us to address this issue right now, especially given the pressure we're all under to meet the deadline. This sentence instantly tells your audience that I'm on your side. I get it. Tip number 2, ask engaging questions. Engaging your audience with questions creates dialogue, not a one-sided conversation. Don't just speak to your audience, speak with them. For example, before I continue, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your take on this approach? This not only pulls them into the discussion, but also shows that you're a leader who values their input. Now, here's a supporting quote. As Steve Jobs once said, you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. So think of your audience as your customers in a meeting. What's their experience? What are they concerned about? By focusing on their needs, you instantly become more engaging. So a practical exercise here would be the following, an exercise that you could practice on your own. Repeat after me. From your perspective, what's the most critical challenge we're facing right now? Or, I understand this is a priority for you, and I want to ensure we get this right. Practice this approach before your next meeting and notice the difference it makes in how people respond to you. Now let's move on to the language you use in meetings. You've built a connection, and that's great, but the words you use are what give your ideas power and authority. So the first tip is use clear, strong language. One of the biggest mistakes in business communication is being too vague. you're not being specific enough. For example, instead of saying, we might be able to achieve this, say, we can achieve this by doing this and that. Clear and strong language gives you credibility. Your audience doesn't want to hear maybes and might. They want to know for certain that you're confident in your plan and in your idea. Tip number 2 is all about being concise and action-oriented. Time is valued in meetings, and rambling loses people's attention. Instead of explaining an idea in 5 sentences, try to condense it into 1 or 2. Use action verbs to inspire confidence in your message. You could say, I propose we implement this strategy immediately. It will lead to a 15% increase in efficiency within 3 months. Supporting hard fact is the following, because studies show that people's attention spans are shrinking. A Microsoft study found that an average human attention span has dropped to just 8 seconds, and that's actually less than a goldfish. So you've got to make every word count. Okay, an exercise we can do here to practice in making some clear and concise statements is the following. Repeat after me. Here's the bottom line. This approach may save us time and resources. Repeat the next one. To sum up, the key takeaway here is increased efficiency. Notice how direct and impactful these sentences are, so use them and you'll immediately sound more decisive. The final piece of the puzzle is something that most people underestimate, and that's your body language and your tone of voice. You can say all the right words, but if your body language is off or your voice is weak, your message loses its impact. So posture speaks before you actually do. Stand tall with your shoulders back. Good posture shows that you're confident and ready to lead the conversation. If you slouch, if you do this, it gives off the impression that you're either tired or unsure or not fully engaged. Eye contact. Making eye contact during meetings signals trust and engagement. When you speak, look around the room. Okay, pick out a few key people that you feel more comfortable with to maintain eye contact with them throughout your meeting. If you're on a video call, look directly into the camera. This makes it feel like you're talking to them and not to yourself. So a fact here is that according to research by Forbes, maintaining eye contact for at least 60 to 70% of the conversation increases your authority and your trustworthiness. People are more likely to believe and remember what you have to say to them if you're actually looking at them. And also your tone of voice should reflect your message. If you're passionate about something, let it show in your voice. A monotone voice can kill your conversation. No matter how good your content is, you need to vary your pitch and speed. When you want to emphasize a point, slow down, lower your voice slightly, and pause for effect. Okay, Warren Buffett famously said that the best investment you can make is in yourself. So improving your body language and vocal delivery is one of the best investments you can make in your career. An exercise that you can practice here is the following one. So here's a quick practice. Stand up, shoulders back, and repeat these statements with power. This is a priority, and I'm confident this is the best way forward. Or, I believe in this strategy because the results speak for themselves. Say these aloud with strong posture and clear eye contact. How does it feel? All right, let's recap what we covered today. To stand out in business meetings, you have to do the following. First, build a connection with your audience. Show empathy, ask questions, and engage them. Second, use clear, concise language that makes your idea stand out and sound credible. And finally, amplify your words with a strong body language and a powerful voice. Remember, business meetings are your opportunity to shine. And with these tools, you will not only stand out, you will actually lead these conversations. Thank you for joining me today on Speak Like a Leader. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for more videos that will take your business English skills to the next level. Have a great day, and I'll see you in our next video.